Hello and welcome to the GCU Hoops Summer Special. Barry Buetel alongside the newest head coach here at GCU for men's basketball, Bryce Drew. Bryce, thanks for joining us on the show.
Oh, great to be here. With so much going on, it's nice we can do our first show finally.
Yeah.
And be able to talk.
From a distance because of all that is going on. How are you dealing both personally and professionally with this pandemic?
You know, obviously it's been difficult from a work perspective, being able to get on the floor with our players, but recently we were cleared to be able to get out here with them, and it's been so nice just to be able to interact with them on this level, you know, with the basketball in our hands actually, and be able to work towards our goal now of what we want for this season.
Lopes fans remember some of those returners, but there are a lot of new faces. Can you kind of talk about some of the new players here for GCU basketball?
You know, really excited about the returning players. They're going to bring experience. They know the conference, and so they know teams that we've played and can hopefully even help the coaching staff as we get close to prepping for those teams. And really excited about some of the new players. We have some freshmen that come in, some guards that can really shoot the basketball. And then we brought in a couple big transfers that will have to sit out this year, but are going to be very good players in the future for the Lopes.
Of those returners, Oscar Freyr's, of course, Alessandro Lever back, Mikey Dixon, those players, have you had a little opportunity to get familiar with all of them as well?
Been able to, you know, communicate. Obviously, it's been hard not being on the court for a long period of time, but I think that they will bring us a level, again, of experience that we're going to need, especially with a lot of our younger players as they adapt to the college level and to the competition that we'll be playing against. So I think they'll be, you know, very big for how our season's gonna go, is their leadership and how much they've really matured from junior to senior, and hopefully their game has matured also.
With all that's going on, how is the recruiting process when we talk about all these new players that are on this roster? How difficult was it to talk to them, to talk about the university? Obviously, it's your first year as well, and then doing a lot of things virtually.
It's definitely different, but you know, every school in the country is doing the same thing we are, and I think one of the advantages we have is GCU is so far along with technology as far as virtual tours and content on YouTube that, you know, student athletes can look and see the campus and see the atmosphere we have here, which I believe is the best in the country from our student section. So we have a lot of really good selling points from the internet with what our school has been putting together, you know, for this last decade.
Kind of a broad-based question, but what does a Bryce Drew basketball team look like?
Well, hopefully it's a team that's going to win a lot of games, win a lot of championships. And, you know, we have a very unique blend of players. We have, again, some bigger players that are physical, some bigger players that are skilled. We have some very quick guards, and then we have some really good shooters. And so, you know, as we get on the floor, we get to know them better. We want to put them in positions to be successful. So you're going to see a lot of ball movement. You know, we don't want the ball sticking, a lot of dribbling. We want a lot of people touching the ball from 1 through 5, and a lot of player movement. So offensively, we'll try to get a lot of people involved. And then defensively, you know, we want to be really good. If you go statistically, most teams that win their conference or that go to the NCAA tournament is they can really defend. And that'll be our goal, and one of our big points coming into this preseason is going to be defending the basketball and defending the rim.
How difficult, with practices just recently resuming, is it to really work a timeline for what you really want truly implemented with your team? You
know, it's tough because is season going to start on time? Is it not? Do we have to accelerate things? You know, can we kind of, you know, bring them along more slowly? And, you know, these things are being determined by the day, you know, as we find out things. You know, our approach right now is just to get them accustomed to us and us really get to know their games. A lot of these players we didn't get to see since they were juniors in high school and really see their game develop. And so, you know, we want to get a good glimpse of who they really are on the court so we can put them in those situations. And you have to put in, you know, injury prevention. We've been off for, you know, 5 months.
Good point.
It's the longest point of the lifetime these players have ever been off, and so their mind might think they can go dunk like they used to, but, you know, day 3 it might not, their legs might not be quite as good as what they were, you know, 5 months ago. So we have to ease them in and get their bodies back to go along with where their mind think they can go right now.
That's how I operate on a day-to-day basis. My brain thinks I can still do it, but obviously I can't. In the time that we have left, you've assembled a great support staff. Can you talk about your assistant coaches?
You know, I think GCU is a very unique place, and again, we're very different for the values that we have here and the faith that's prevalent on our campus. And so the first priority was finding a staff that was going to fit our campus and be able to help mentor young men and bring them along in life and faith, and not just on the basketball court. So was able to hire a staff that we're very blessed to have here. I think two words that I would use is a lot of experience. Seeing all the different levels and recruiting all the different athletes across the world. And then the next thing is hungry. You know, we're really hungry to be able to win championships at GCU and be able to go to NCAA tournaments at GCU.
Well, I'm sure Lopes fans are just as hungry to see basketball return to GCU Arena. Coach, it's great to be with you.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
Coming up, she is the reigning Division II Coach of the Year, and now she takes over the women's basketball program. Meet Molly Miller next.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $99 a night with discounts on cabanas and dining. Also, take advantage of great deals at Odyssey, Butterfly Wonderland, Pangea, Mavericks, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Baseball's back.
And so is Sanderson Ford with Grand Slam offers like this.
Get a new Ford Ranger for only $22,500. New F-150 Super Cruise from $34,500. We've loaded up the bases with Arizona's biggest selection of new Fords.
Don't miss these straight-up offers at Arizona's largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford.
We're also America's most awarded Ford dealership for complete customer satisfaction. We'll treat you right.
Sanderson Ford is a proud partner of your Arizona Diamondbacks.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
The GCU Hoops Summer Special is presented by Talking Stick Resort. Play in style. And also brought to you by Cox Business.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. I gotta look over all of my publishing statements for Q1 as soon as the song's done. I gotta call up my mama and tell her I made it as soon as my log's done. I gotta read all my trade publications and sip my tea till it is all done. I think it's all fun.
Welcome back to the GCU Hoops Summer Special. You just saw one of the stars of the women's basketball team, Laura Piera. We are now joined by the newest head coach of GCU women's basketball, Molly Miller. Molly, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I'm just ready and anxious to get going, and really excited about the warm welcome that GCU has given me so far.
So what attracted you to Grand Canyon University?
The weather's not bad. The people are awesome. The facilities are incredible. I mean, I could go on and on and on with this list, but at the end of the day, it kind of became like a gut thing. You know, just talking to people. The administration has been incredible. Really enjoyed getting to know our players, and so it just seemed like a right fit.
Well, you were at Drury, and man, you didn't win. You didn't lose very many games at Drury. Can you talk a little bit about the university that you came from?
Yeah, Drury is my alma mater, so I was fortunate enough to coach at my alma mater, which was kind of a dream come true there in Springfield, Missouri, and just took a program with a lot of rich tradition and we amped it up a little bit. I think it was, for me, something that it was a great challenge as my first head coaching job to kind of field that pressure of being on top, but knowing what it takes to be on top. And just had a really great experience there, and very thankful for all that community and that school has given me.
You mentioned being on top, and you were on top at Drury. Why would you leave and take on a challenge of going up to D1?
I think you just said it best, the challenge. I may be one of the most competitive people on this planet, and I want to win, and I want to never be satisfied and always challenge myself. So the idea of coming here at the highest level of basketball and being able to give back to this sport I love was something that was really enticing to me.
Kind of a broad question, but what is your coaching philosophy?
Yeah, that's a really broad question. I guess what you'll see on the floor is a bunch of players that are going to go hard all the time. We're really going to get after it, and that's always been my philosophy, is that second effort, playing hard. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of that on the defensive end, because that's kind of my niche a little bit. And for me, just seeing that brand of basketball come to life, being a good teammate, being passionate about how we play the game, seeing that defensive intensity, that's all a really fun brand to watch. And so philosophically, we just want to go out there and have fun, and the rest kind of takes care of itself.
How were you able to evaluate, the returners on your team?
I haven't watched much film, if you can believe it. I wanted to give them a clean slate. We play a little bit different style than they're used to, so how they evolve into our system, I didn't want to have any preconceived notions about that. So I just wanted to kind of get my hands in there and work with them one-on-one and see how they would fit. And I think that's exciting for our kids, knowing that, this is a blank slate and I have no preconceived notions about how they play or how they're going to fit in. We're just going to come out here, roll the ball out, and have fun.
And that's fair. I would think that they respect that decision was made. Can you talk about recruiting and maybe how that has been impacted as well? But you did bring in some quality players. Can you talk about them as well?
Yeah, fortunately, you develop relationships through your coaching career, and you recruit, kids in high school, and you've got that to go off, and that's my foundation as of now, because we can't bring kids on campus. So that's been a really challenge, especially these 21s, I think, are getting anxious to make decisions, but they want to visit, obviously. So they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But you just continue to talk to them about your vision, about your culture, what you see for this team. Technology is a beautiful thing. We can do a campus tour on FaceTime or Zoom calls with parents instead of, going in the living room. I love to do home visits and actually interact, but that's the next best thing, and we're working with it and just continuing to develop those relationships and kind of share this special place.
Finally, you assembled a quality coaching staff to support you. Can you talk a little bit about them?
Oh, they're rock stars. I mean, what an A-team in terms of staff, and really excited to bring Coach Shield with me from Drury, and Coach Ragsdale. She also was the head coach at Roosevelt, but prior to that, she worked with me. Coach Lang and Coach Middlebrook has so much, and we call her Coach Rye. She has so much experience. They have a lot of experience at the D1 level, and even the club level. They're just good people. That's always been my philosophy. Hire good people first, and then kind of the X's and O's and the basketball minds, those will gel as you just get some time together. But I'm super excited for my staff.
Coming up, which returning players could have an impact on the program this upcoming winter? We'll break it down when we return.
Waking up with peace of mind. Just one of the little perks you get with the SRP Power app. Use it to make conscious decisions on the energy you use every day. No guessing. Everything you need to know. Download the SRP Power app now. SRP, delivering water and power.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
do you make something that's already fresh even fresher? By adding fresh new things, like crisp pico de gallo for a little kick, and creamy cilantro lime sauce for that extra whoa, and 2 slices of pepper jack cheese, because, of course, that's 3 new fresh things on top of 2 fresh beef patties, which all adds up to Whataburger's new limited-time pico de gallo burger. Good thing for fresh things. Good thing there's Whataburger.
I got the sauce, yeah. Hey, I got the sauce, yeah. Hey, I'm out here flexing, never lost, yeah. Hey, I'm out here flexing, never lost, yeah.
Blackshear trying to peel away, does so. Stops. Look at that! Blackshear for 6, picked up. Blackshear beyond the arc for 3. Go! Regroups, takes it.
Hey, y'all can't see me, I'm a ghost. But y'all just creeping on the post. Everybody say they dope. Yeah, but I'm what everybody smoke.
A couple of players to watch this season presented by Talking Stick Resort. For the men, he averaged over 10 points and almost 4 assists per game. And despite standing at only 5 feet 11 inches, Javon Blackshear Jr. was able to pull 5.5 rebounds per game. A local product from Shadow Mountain High School, the Lopes have high expectations for him this upcoming season. On the women's side, she started 18 games as a true freshman, ranking 2nd on the team in assists. But last season, Taylor Caldwell missed due to injury. As she returns to the court, the Lopes are eager to see her expand her game, which saw her average 6 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds in her first season.
Tell them I'm staying right here. Tell them I'm switching my gear. Yeah. Tell them I'm just getting started. Tell them this year's my year. I've been this rough since a boom. I'll take the man to the tomb. Yeah. Now they all ask what I'm doing. Well, you see it soon. Say that they know what to do. Say I should listen to you. Yeah. Y'all don't know what I've been doing. Trust me, you don't got a clue. Take the top to my front door. Only fiends coming through the bag. Got my problems, I want more. Lead the pass up in the past. The way I'm moving, need a hard pass. All class with a book bag. In the night with that all play.
Up next, the Lopes have a couple of big games on the schedule. We'll take a look at a few matchups to watch this upcoming season.
Soccer. I really like soccer. I used to play it. I used to play it a fair amount, but also AFL, Australian football. I used to play that competitively. I'm a pretty good card player. I can play gin rummy really well. Food I could eat every day would be my mom's lasagna. Dame Lillard. When Coach Drew gave me that first phone call. Probably 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I need a jacket. I'm not. I can't do cold very well. I'm from Perth. We got hot summers, so I'm not gonna be able to do well in cold.
We take a look at a couple of key matchups this upcoming season, brought to you by Cox Business. Men's basketball hosts a couple of heavyweights this season. On November 18th, they welcome in a rematch against San Diego State. Then, on December 13th, it's a game everyone has been waiting for when the Sun Devils hit the GCU arena floor. For the women, they also host an in-state squad as NAU travels south on November 19th. They kick off the month of December on the road at Colorado, and then they return home to take on a team in the top 100 in RPI last season, in the Idaho Vandals. Up next, Lopes insider Paul Coro joins the show as we break down what it all means.
Each of us has a purpose. We are destined to do something meaningful, not only to support our loved ones, but to positively impact our communities throughout the country. What do you think a private Christian education looks like? Grand Canyon University graduates 25,000 students yearly and offers more than 225 high-quality programs across 9 colleges. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Play outside. Play inside. Play in style all summer long. Talking Stick Resort's summer playcation starting at $99 a night with discounts on cabanas and dining. Also, take advantage of great deals at Odyssey, Butterfly Wonderland, Pangea, Mavericks, and much more. Summer playcation at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Waking up with peace of mind. Just one of the little perks you get with the SRP Power app. Use it to make conscious decisions on the energy you use every day. No guessing. Everything you need to know. Download the SRP Power app now. SRP, delivering water and power.
Baseball's back.
And so is Sanderson Ford with Grand Slam offers like this.
Get a new Ford Ranger for only $22,500. New F-150 Super Cruise from $34,500. We've loaded up the bases with Arizona's biggest selection of new Fords.
Don't miss these straight-up offers at Arizona's largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford.
We're also America's most awarded Ford dealership for complete customer satisfaction. We'll treat you right.
Sanderson Ford is a proud partner of your Arizona Diamondbacks.
Speakers loud, hate my grind down like my shine. I'm one of a kind, no stopping mine. I'm certified, can't copy me. Got the bank like Monopoly. My tie fly, that's all design. I'm dripping, shorty, know it's hard to see, but best believe lie. Got throwing money fast like hey. Get my foot up on the gas like hey. Double pump and bring it back like hey.
Moves right, bucket! The right hand out, doesn't go. Labor's there. Labor puts it back.
Welcome back to the GCU Hoops Summer Special presented by Talking Stick Resort. Barry Buetel alongside Lopes insider Paul Coro. And Paul, it's been quite a while since we were here in this practice facility talking GCU basketball. With all that's been going on with this pandemic, it has certainly been interesting.
Yeah, awesome to have some normalcy with some balls bouncing in here. And although it's restricted activity, it's good to see again.
Coaching hires, Bryce Drew, Molly Miller. What are your early impressions of the first-year head coaches?
Well, I mean, both bring tremendous coaching success and the ability to build a program culture. Bryce has guided Valparaiso and Vanderbilt to NCAA tournaments and shown to be a high-level recruiter who has NBA draft picks. Molly Miller probably can't remember the last loss she had because they were undefeated last season when COVID hit, and she's won 91% of her games. That's the highest win percentage in college basketball for any level, men or women. So both of them are tacticians of the game, but also very hands-on, positive people with their players.
A lot of new faces coming in, as there is every year on every team, but what are your early impressions of both men's and women's newcomers?
Well, you know, 7 new guys on the men's side, and Gabe McLaughlin's almost like a new player.
Right.
He was around last season. He was redshirting, so it's pretty exciting. He'll be a big addition to this team, a local product who brings a lot of things to the front court. And then there's a cast of impressive recruits that the staff brought in. And Jaden Stone probably has the most interesting backstory as an Australian who moved to the States during high school, a top 100 NBA PA camp player at one point, and found his fit here with from having a prior relationship with Coach Drew and the staff, and the Christian aspect of the university really fit his personality.
Tiana Brown now reunited here for women's basketball. Katie Scott, a big recruit, just a relationship built with Coach Miller. So it should be exciting. And then Caldwell coming back, it should be an exciting women's team as well.
Right. She brought in 4 new players, got to work right away, like you mentioned with Tiara, joining her sister Tiana on the staff, on the roster. And Katie Scott was a Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year in that area, in that Springfield area. And you have a couple grad transfers too that will impact. Chloe Akin Atiko is really interesting. She was a track athlete at Kansas who was a star basketball player growing up in Omaha, and they knew her and remembered that. And so she's got a 5th year here to kind of play out that dream, and brings obviously tremendous athleticism and conditioning for what they're going to do. And Nydasia Jackson is an experienced D1 guard transferring from Youngstown State.
You know, we talk about newcomers and returners, but maybe a person that fits in both is Oscar Freyr. He's back, and it's great to know that he's coming back, the high flyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Fan favorite, GCU favorite internally. It's great to have his bounce back. Everybody loves, we talk about athletes on the team, but he's athlete supreme. That's a special bounce that he has, and he also has a spirit about him that keeps the whole team up, his buoyancy in life and in basketball.
As far as the conference, with the time that we have left, Tarleton State's coming in, Dixie State's coming in, and Bakersfield and KC are out of the conference. This conference is going to kind of have a whole different look as well.
Right. Yeah, a couple successful athletic programs that are moving up to Division I, joining the WAC. Tarleton's not messing around. They hire Billy Gillespie, a proven Division I winning coach, and he got to work right away there with a bunch of new players. And Dixie State's been a success across the board in Utah at different levels, and has quickly risen up to Division I. So it'll be interesting, and their ability to come and join the WAC tournament sooner with some rule changes in a couple years makes it more interesting.
Yeah, 2 great teams coming into the conference. The conference is going to have a completely different look. It's going to be exciting, but just to have GCU basketball back is going to be extremely exciting.
Right. I think everybody here is ready for athletics, students, everything to be back, and we will be ready.